my name is Joanne Cornell and I'm from Rose's Creations. I'm going to be doing a short video on my mushroom concoction for my teas. I try to do everything holistic. I am getting into doing some, taking another drug which I'm not liking. And I have not been taking my mushroom regimen lately because I didn't have any mixed. And I want to feel good enough in order to be able to do the video. I'm going to move this up quick just so I can I have been putting it off, but I just don't want to because I need to feel better. So what I am doing is going to show you everything that I put in my mushroom tea concoction. I do put a couple other things in there that aren't mushrooms, but when I make tea in a coffee press, and I mix all these things in there. It's easier to sit there. I mean, I could sit there and put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, everything in there at one time, you know what I mean, like one at a time. But instead, what I do is put everything in a blender, mix it all up, and then I keep it in a jar, and then put a spoonful of it in my coffee or tea when I make it. Or in that, of course, I do 2 or 3 or whatever. Just I'm feeling my feeling. Some of this stuff is for taste, but it also has healing benefits. Excuse me. I should have took my drink with me. So I'm going to show you a little bit about it. I'm not going to tell you the healing benefits of everything because it's going to take way too long in order to do that. So I'm just going to tell you the list of stuff. And then later on, maybe I'll do videos on the individual things to tell you the healing benefits. That actually is probably a good idea, and I can do that even when I'm not feeling good. So let's go. First of all, I got my blender. And I already have a couple of things in there because I didn't want you to have to sit and watch me blend up. Because the harder things, I needed to blend and mix up already. Some of the mushrooms are already in a powder form, but some of them are not. So I put them in here in order to make a powder form. One is my reishi mushrooms. My reishi mushrooms I get from Rhode Island mushrooms. They're dried mushroom. I get the dried mushrooms, and they're $8 for 2 ounces. So what it looks like is this in a bag. When you get it, it's cryovac in a bag, and it looks like a piece of wood. Like literally pieces of wood. Excuse me. So I take that and put it in the blender. I also have some mushrooms that I had previously mixed up already, so I kind of put them in there already just as a cheer. And now I'm going to go to the rest of it. So reishi is my number one, and then I also have birch polypore. Birch polypore looks like this when sliced up to dry, and that sort of has a harder, spongier, even though it's hard, it still has it's a tough, like sort of like leather type on that one. So then what I do is I chop it up and then I make it a powder. So this is the powder, so I'm going to put that in there. Once I'm done with something, I'm just going to put it off to the side so that way you know it's done. And then I have cloves. Believe it or not, cloves, even though it has a good taste to it also, but it also has healing benefits. Antioxidants, cancer, lots. So what I'm going to do is put some cloves in here. I don't know if I already put some in there. I think I did, but I'm not sure. But anyways, cloves is going to be fine. And then turmeric. I usually put cumin and turmeric in pill form and take it. but I also put it in my teas. So, oops, turmeric, ginger, tastes good and has lots of healing properties. So, whoops, I should probably do it this way just so I don't get too much. All of this stuff is good for anti-inflammatory, almost between, in my autoimmune disease. I have fibromyalgia, I have trigeminal neuralgia, I have diverticulitis, I get diverticulitis, and now I have tennis elbow too, which doesn't have anything to do with this body thing, but it does cause pain, and also pain reduction, anti-inflammatory, and then also to keep me healthy all around. So cordyceps. So these are actually cordyceps that I grew, and so just get a spoon. These are cordyceps that I grew, and I got this kit from Back to Roots. So I'm going to put a couple of spoons of that one in there. And then this is the golden, and then I also have the other cordyceps. There's two different types. One is pink. So I'm going to put some of those in there just because. And then I have dried porcini powder. So these are all mushrooms that I'm putting in here when they come out of these little jars right now. So I'm going to do one, I'll do two of those. So obviously they're dry, they're ground up into a powder for me. And then turkey tail. So turkey tail, I actually got this from in the woods in the back of the house. But I believe you can get the turkey tail powder from Rhode Island Mushrooms. No, I am not getting paid to sell any of their stuff, but they are a good company, they're local, and they do a good job. And then Chaga, same thing, I got that from Rhode Island Mushrooms. So Chaga helps with cancer, helps with brain. The only thing that I'm missing right now, which is kind of making me cranky because I want to put that in there, is lion's mane. I don't have lion's mane, but I usually put that in there. So I'm probably going to have to get some. As soon as I get some, I will put it in the mixture and then I'll mix it up again. And then these are morel mushrooms. And then this is Shiitake mushrooms. And I believe I got these from Rhode Island Mushrooms also. So they sell blocks of it, so you can grow your own of certain ones at different times of the year. You can ask, or you can look on their website and they'll tell you. But they also sell mushrooms that are whole, that you can eat, you know what I mean, like, and buy to cook or whatever. They also have some, you can find them at Dave's Market. I'm not sure at what other stores you can find them. They also do farmers markets, but I'm not sure which ones they still do, because before COVID and after COVID, I have no idea. I used to be able to go up there and just give an order, and then like the next day, be able to pick it up if it was a big order, and if it was that day, I could just go get it that day. I just say, hey, I need certain thing, you know, if there's only a couple of things. But they since changed their protocol, so I believe you have to order it online and then you can go pick it up. I believe that's still how it is, and it's certain pickup days. And then I already put the birch. Did I put birch polypore? You know what? It won't hurt. So I'm going to put some birch polypore in there. there, and that was the, I think it was the hold ones. Okay, so now I have stuff that is just spices and herbs that normally you wouldn't think of, but they do good. First of all, allspice. Now allspice has some different spices in it, but it also tastes good in my coffee, so I am going to put some of that, but it also some of the spices in there have healing properties. So we'll do that. And then cinnamon. Same thing, healing properties and tastes good. You know, this one's not coming out. I like cinnamon, so cinnamon's good. And then, it's already done, lavender. Lavender flowers. These are whole, and I get these from when I go to see my Spice Girl, and it's in Pawtucket, and it's called Pharmacy with a PH. Pharmacy. Spices, I think it was. I drove down the road one day. I was headed somewhere, can't even remember where I was headed, and then all of a sudden I saw her little shop sitting on the side of the road, and I was like, what the hell's that? Because it said something, it said pharmacy, no? So I was like, I'm thinking that's got to be herbs. So she was closed, so I looked it up online, found it, read about it. She has all sorts of different spices, and then rose hips. Rose hips, not rose hips, hibiscus. So hibiscus flower is definitely okay too, so we're going to put some of that in there. And then the rose hips. I already put a little bit in there because I put it on the bottom just to make it so that you can, so it'll blend up in there. And now what I do is take this, and I'm going to save you from doing that, is I take this and I stick it on the blender and let it do its thing. And then when it's done, I take it and make my teas. So, actually, you know what, I'm going to do that quick. It's only going to make a little bit of noise. Should be all mixed up. So that coffee ground, that coffee one is got some stuff in it already, so I'm gonna grab the other one. I have another one somewhere. All right, I'll do a little one. So I'm only gonna do, where is my other coffee press? There it is. Okie dokie. Some use this coffee press. So, I will make myself some tea. So, heat up hot water. I might not have enough, but that's fine. I will just show you what I'm doing. And then I have loose leaf teas. So I have all sorts of loose leaf tea in here. And what I do is mix it up. So I have ginger root, I have licorice, I have chai. I have lemon balm and peppermint tea, and I mix it all up and put it in here. So then what I do is take it and do this, and put that in there. And this is the chai one. Sometimes I like the chai in there, sometimes I don't, so I put it in. I like it in there most of the times. So I do that. I buy the teas like that from here, which is Davidson's on Amazon, and there's also a couple of different other companies that I get them from too. But you can look up the loose teas on Amazon and or wherever, grab some and do it. And I put them in big jars, and the big jars go in the cupboard, and then when the big jars are in the cupboard, and my ants got killed, I'm kicking my ants' ass. So now I have the mushroom mixture, which I believe is all blended. Now there's a little bit of hard stuff, so on the top there. And mix it a couple more minutes. But normally I take all, like I said, I take all the big parts and put it in there and then I mix up the powder. So it's not mixing that good, so I'm going to take it and put it in a bowl, and I'm going to do it and maybe just blend up the hard pieces really quick and see what happens. So most of it is blended in there and mixed up. There's a couple of pieces of the hibiscus that's not. And I could leave it like that, it doesn't matter, it's gonna still do its thing, but I want to kind of make it even blended. And then this is all good. Let me just grind that up quick and then put it back in here. And then when I get my lion's mane, which I gotta sit there and find out where I can get some, if I get some dried up already, if not I'm gonna have to end up buying some lion's mane from Rhode Island mushrooms and then dry it up myself. I'm hoping that they'll have some that are dried up, so I don't have to. Sorry about that. There we go. And now mix. And then there you have it. So it's all mixed up in there. I don't know what you can see. All my mushrooms are mixed up in there, plus my spices and stuff. And then now what I'll do is, actually I'll put it in here. So in a mason jar, there we go. And now here we go. I'm just gonna put it in there like that. Anytime I want to make a cup or two of tea, I can make a cup or two of tea and put this in there. And I am going to put some, oh look at that, I'm almost full on this. But I needed to put some in here anyways, so I am going to put 1, 2, this is probably like 2 or 3 cups. I'm going to put at least 1 spoon, because it has a bunch of different things in there. I'm going to put at least 1 spoon for each cup, and then a little bit extra. And the rest can go in here. That's good. I'll keep the spoon. And then I make tea. So what I do is with the tea, I get the hot water already going. So I put the hot water in there. I'm going to put this in the side quick. So I put hot water in here. heat up more hot water. And then I put my sugar, and I also do lemon juice. Which I guess I ran out. So I have more over here. So, lemon juice and lime juice, I like both. Sometimes I do them separate, sometimes I do them together. So what I'll do today is a little bit of both. So 1, 2. I don't measure. I know I probably should. If it doesn't have enough, I'll add more later. But it usually does. That needs to go in the fridge. And then I am going to end up mixing. I still have, I'm going to do some more hot water. Maybe not. Maybe I won't do hot water and I'll just add ice to this and make it iced tea. Sounds like a good idea to me. Alright, so now I let this sit and cool down for at least a good 10 minutes or up to an hour to 2 hours, depends on how I feel, how I'm feeling, or if I forget about it. But it's going to be seeping for at least 10-15 minutes in order to do its thing. So I let it sit. And then, when it's all done, I pour it in a cup. And of course I got this sifter thingy. Put it in there so it presses all of it out. And then I drink. So, I'm going to be doing this again because, like I said, I haven't been doing it for a while now. So I'm going to start doing it all over again because with the new medication, I want to make sure that I got the new medication in and I didn't affect it. But now I've been taking it for a week, so I don't think this is going to affect it. When you do mushrooms, try to do a little bit at the time. Even if you're buying the mushroom coffees and teas and stuff, try to make sure that you do only a little bit. Don't go crazy thinking that, more is better, because it's not. So only do a cup or so a day or every couple of days, and find out to make sure that you are not allergic to anything that is in there or having some kind of bad reaction, because some of the mushrooms, of course, may cause some kind of allergic problem if you're allergic to fungus or something like that. So what I did when I started this is I added one at a time. So I did one kind, that was fine, and I added another kind, that was fine, until I got up until this here, which was kind of good too, because I could only afford certain ones or to find certain ones, I had to go find them. So the birch polypore I actually found on a tree my first day. That was my first mushroom I found. And then then I found Rhode Island mushrooms. He actually gave me a tour to the mushroom place way before COVID. So that was kind of cool. I had to put a little outfit on, because it's all sanitary and it's all making sure that nothing contaminates it. So I had to put little booties on like I was in a hospital. But it was kind of neat because I get to see all the grow rooms. I get to see some of the grow rooms and actually see the progress of what, one is starting to grow, ending, when it's getting chopped off, the mushrooms getting chopped off, harvested. So it's kind of neat. And then I ended up buying blocks and bringing them home, and I did the blocks here on the counter. So that was kind of cool too, because I actually got to watch the mushrooms grow. Fun thing for the kids to do. And then my next project, which I am slowly doing and I'm not showing it yet, is because I want to wait until I'm almost done, because me drilling holes in buckets is going to be boring anyways, and because I have to do one bucket a day, it seems like, because it starts to hurt my arm. So I did one bucket day before yesterday, one yesterday. I'll be doing one more today, and then I should be pretty close to done. So maybe that'll be tomorrow's video. So what I am doing, oh, I forgot to even tell you what I'm made. So my next adventure, since you stayed to the end, is going to be doing worm farming. So what I did is I made a tote. And I put worms in it, and I also put some compost and materials in there. And I am growing earthworms. I also want to do red wigglers too. So what I did is I got buckets from a source that I have, which they've been giving me for a while now. When I started growing cannabis and I was growing it inside the house, I ended up finding out that they had buckets they were just tossing and throwing away. It was like, okay. So I went over there and I was like, hey, I'm like, what do you do with those buckets? And they're like, if somebody asks for them, they give them to them, but otherwise we toss them out, you know. And so I grabbed a bunch of them and used them for the cannabis plants. I ended up taking and drilling holes in the bottom, but not bottom. I did it about an inch or so from the bottom, all along the edge, on the sides, and then that way it has a pan so it holds a little bit of water, not much, just an inch worth, but it also ended up making it so I only had to water every couple of days or so because I still had a little bit of water in there. It didn't all drain out, not just what the soil held, but you know, some extra. So that was good, and I liked it, and so that's what I kept doing. And now I am doing the composting. I got 4 buckets new, so I'm going to be doing that with the red wigglers, and I'm also going to be doing with the earthworms. So I'm still going to have to get some more buckets in order to do it with the wigglers. And the guy that I need to go see, I also want to go to he has a grow shop in North Providence. I want to go and grab some red wigglers from him and have him explain the process of worm farming. So that's going to be my next video, I hope. And I don't know what the heck, I got ants. I got like 5 ants over here, a freaking army of ants. So I think I'm gonna have to get those little ant killer houses, almost like a roach moach hotel, because they are coming back. I think it's because I had a corn cob on a damn table over here on a counter, so now I didn't throw it away last night, damn it. So, I'm gonna go tend to my stupid little army. And so if you watching this video, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I will be doing different individual videos on the different mushrooms in order to give you the healing properties, so you'll be able to watch them. I'm also going to be doing worm farming and try to do some other stuff, because I can't do my jewelry right now because I can't bang and hammer, and I can't play with the power tools as much as I want to, because I want to, and just can't do it. So I need to behave in order to be able to get better. I am getting better when it comes to physical therapy. It's not hurting, and my body isn't hurting as bad as it was before. With the tennis elbow, it was triggering the trigeminal, and it was also triggering the fibromyalgia, so I was getting hit 3 different avenues. Since then, I got a cortisone shot in my arm. Cortisone shot on my arm took care of the triggering of the fibro and the trigeminal neuralgia. So now it's just triggered by my back pain, which is a normal thing. But the PT, because I can't do my back, is doing my back for me. So I'm doing cupping and massage and TENS and impulse therapy. And then hopefully some more dried needling sometime soon. I mean, some dried needling sometime soon. But for now, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and because I'll be putting this on a YouTube channel one of these days soon. As soon as I get an editor, damn it. I still need to find an editor program that I like. But anyways, mushrooms for my mushroom tea in order to make me feel better. Hopefully this helps you. And bye for now.